Namaste children. Today in our science class, we will be learning about the very attractive and colorful part of the plant. That is nothing but flower. The flower is a very complex structure and it has got many different parts. Now, the diagram which you are looking over here is the longitudinal section of the flower. That means if we are cutting the flower exactly from the center, from the top to the bottom, we will be able to see all the different parts of the flower. That gives us the longitudinal section of the flower. So here you can see there are different parts of the flower. There are sepals, petals, the stamen, the carpel or the pistil. You have the pedicel over here, that is the flower stalk, and again they have got other parts also, right? So all these are the different parts of the flower. Now we will be learning about them in detail. So here comes the first one, that is nothing but sepals. So sepals are the green small leaf-like structures which we often see at the base of the flower. So these sepals are very important for the flower as they protect all the floral parts when it is in the stage of a bud. We often see that the buds are closed by long leaf-like structures which are green in color. They are nothing but the sepals. So these sepals, they actually protect the inner parts of the flower when the flower is in the form of a bud. Later, when the flower actually blooms, then these sepals occupy the lower part of the flower. Now, when we cut the flower in a horizontal plane, right? So then we see that all these different parts of the flower are arranged in different ring-like structures. So here the sepals, they occupy the outermost ring and they actually give the protection to the flower. Yes. So the next one is nothing but the petal. So you can see this broad leaf-like structures, but they are very colorful in the flower. So these are nothing but called as the petals. So these petals are the ones which attract the insects and later on they help in pollination. We will be learning about pollination in the next part of the video. Yes. So now coming to the most important part of the flower, that is the male part. So inside the flower we have two important things, that is the male part and the female part. First we will learn about the male part. The male part of the flower is actually called as stamen. Okay. So these are the stamens. You can see here a long thread-like structure and here it has got a small bulb-like structure. So this whole thing is considered as stamen and it is the male part because this produces the male gamete, that is nothing but the pollen grain. So this is the one which is producing the pollen grain. Children, we often see that a small white powdery substance or yellow powdery substance on the flowers. Those are nothing but the pollen grains. So that is produced by this stamen. Now the stamen has got two important parts. One is a long stalk-like structure which is called as a filament. Yes, and at the tip it has got a bulb-like structure which is called as an anther. So this filament gives support to the anther and helps the anther to reach to a certain height when the flower actually blooms. Now the anther gets matured and it bursts open and liberates all the pollen grains. So these pollen grains are actually helpful in fruit formation. Right. Now coming to the next part, that is the female part. The female part is also called as pistil. So if there is only one female part, then we call it as a pistil. if there are groups of these pistils, then they are called as carpels. Okay, so as of now you can learn it as the female part is also called as a pistil and it is also called as a carpel, right? Now the carpel actually has got three important or rather four important parts. The first one is the stigma, the next one is the style, the next one is the ovary, and inside ovaries you have the ovules. So here you can see this particular middle portion. See, there is a bulb-like structure present at the center of the flower, that is nothing but the ovary. This pistil occupies the central ring. Yes, the outer ring is the sepals. The second ring is occupied by the petals and the third ring is occupied by the male parts and the center ring, the fourth ring is occupied by the female part of the flower, right? So now we are talking about this female part of the flower. Now it has got a round bulb-like structure which is called as an ovary. Inside the ovary there are ovules. So these ovules actually produce the female gamete, that is nothing but egg. Okay, now the bulb-like structure, that is the ovary, extends up, inside which there is a tube-like structure which is actually called as the style, and then on the top of the female part, that is pistil, we find a cushion pad-like structure which is called as stigma. So this is the stigma, right? So overall the female part or the pistil actually has got stigma. This is the stigma, the long tube-like structure, that is style, and then the bulb-like structure is called as the ovary, and inside the ovary are present these ovules. Understood? So this is about the female part. Next, we are left out with the how this particular flower is attached to the remaining part of the plant. That is nothing but the flower stalk. So the flower stalk actually helps the flower to give support, okay, to that particular flower, and it also allows the flower to be in its own position. Now this flower stalk is also called as pedicel. Okay, so we can see a tiny stalk-like region below the flower. That is nothing but called as the pedicel. Now, sometimes we see that there are groups of flowers or cluster of flowers present in that particular plant. Yes, not every plant has got a single flower. Yes, okay, sometimes we often see that a bunch or group of flowers actually form one big flower. Yes, so that cluster of flowers is called as inflorescence. So the cluster of flowers is called as inflorescence. We often see that these cluster of flowers or the flowers in inflorescence are actually very tiny, because of which they group together and appear as a one big flower. This is mainly again to attract the insects for pollination, right? So now as we are thorough with this parts of the flower, we will see about the different functions of the flower. So now before going to the functions of the flower, we were discussing about the pollination process. Yes, so what is this pollination? Pollination is nothing but the transfer of the male germ cell onto the female germ cell. That is nothing but pollen grains are produced by the stamen, more particularly in the anther, right? So when anther gets matured, it bursts open and liberates all the pollen grains. So all these pollen grains are now present dispersed over here. Yes, okay. So due to the colorful nature of the petals, the insects get attracted. Not only insects, children, we human beings also sometimes help in this process, okay, and other animals too, Okay, so now here the pollen grains which are present over here, they get transferred to the stigma. Stigma is the female part of the flower. So the transfer of pollen grains, to the stigma of the female part is called as pollination. This is called as pollination. So this pollination process is brought by different agents. Those are called as pollinating agents. Mainly it is insects, right? So after this pollination, once the pollen grain reaches this part, right, that is the stigma, it starts germinating. Means a small outgrowth appears and a pollen tube is formed, through which it actually enters through the style and reaches the ovules which are present in the ovary. Later on, the ovules contain egg. So the pollen grain contain the male gamete and the egg is present over here. They both fuse and ultimately fertilization process takes place. Okay, so this leads to the formation of fruit. Understood? So now the ovary which is there, it swells up and forms into the fruit. And the ovules which are present inside, they form into the seeds. So this is how the fruit formation actually takes place. So here in this particular context, we need to concentrate mainly on the process of pollination. So pollination is nothing but the transfer of pollen grains from anther. When you are writing, you should be very perfect. Over there, you have to write anther. So pollen grains are transferred from anther to the stigma of the female part or the pistil, and that process is called as pollination. Ultimately, it leads to the formation of the fruit. Yes? Okay. So now coming to the functions of the flower. So mainly flower is considered as the reproductive organ. Just now we were discussing about pollination. Later on fertilization takes place and there is a development of fruit. So inside fruit you have the seeds. When you sow these seeds again in the soil, you get new plants. Means we are producing the next generation. Yes, the plant is able to reproduce. Yes, so that is why flower is considered as the reproductive organ. Yes, okay, so it is an organ of reproduction. The next one is, these flowers are very beautiful. Yes, they come in different attractive colors, sizes and different patterns also. Yes, you might have observed orchids. Orchid flowers are quite very colorful and you know their floral pattern is also very attractive. And because of this, these flowers, different types of flowers are used in interior decorations. The next one is, these flowers, they yield perfumes or scents. Now we know rose, jasmine, all these such type of flowers, lavender, all these are used in producing the perfumes or the scents. They have got a very nice fragrance. Then these flowers also have got medicinal value. So mostly the dried flowers are used as medicines. Children, do you know that this clove that which we use as a spice, it is nothing but the bud. Understood? So the clove is nothing but the bud. Even this is being used as a medicine, right? So these are the basic functions of the flower. So with this, we come to the end of this video and hope so you have understood about the flower and its parts. Thank you.